Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Finally, we are halfway through our 12 Art Journal of Christmas mini series because this is Art Journal number 6. So let's go ahead and start and jump right on the process video. For today's Art Journal page, we're going to be making a art journal using letters. These are cut using my scan and cut machine because I do not have alphabet die-cut. So let's go ahead and start creating our art journal number 6. To start our art journal number 6, I'm going to get our distress oxide to put on a design on our journal page. This is distress oxide spray on Chardon Mariner and then distress oxide spray salvage patina. I'm just gonna go ahead and spread this or spray this on top of my journal, very little, and then Savage Patina just to add color on our journal page. Now, I chose blue because it kind of have relation to winter because of its solemn colors. Now, once we're done spraying that, I'll just put that aside to dry, and then I'm gonna go ahead and get my letters here and ink blend them so that they'll have their own colors as well. Now, for the colors that I'll be using here, I will have distress oxide sponge sugar, distress oxide festive berries, and a distress oxide salt water taffy. I also went ahead and took distress oxide black soot to ink the edges of our letters as well as our journal page. I grabbed three kinds of blending brushes here. One is pink for the sponge sugar. I started off by inking letter P, and actually all the letters were inked on every corner here. Notice that I'm not inking the whole letter itself. It's just that I'm only inking those sides because I'm going to blend it with um, two other distress oxides. I went ahead and proceeded with salt water taffy, just a dab on all of my letters. And last one is our festive fairies. Now at this point, I'm really not sure if this combo of colors will match my background, but that's what I always do. I don't plan my art journal. I just go ahead to my craft room and check what products I can use and then start filming or start creating. Next that I'll do here is to get this rust oxide black suit. I'm just gonna ink the edges of all of my letters just for it to have some effect. I'm going to do this to all of my letters, and once I'm done with it, I'm going to grab my journal page here and also ink up its edges or its sides using distress oxide black soot. Now, as you can see here, some of the part of the art journal already absorbs the distress ink, except for those that has large blotch on it. So what I did here is grab my tissue paper and then dab just just to make sure it'll dry easily. Now on this part, I decided or initially decided to use and stencil paste and directly spread my Aline's stencil snowy thing effect to my page. However, I changed my mind and decided that, you know what, why not? I'll just go ahead and put some of this snowy stencil to my letters so that it'll have the effect of as if a snow pour down on those letters. Once I'm done putting the stencil on all the letters, I went back and get the stencil from Tim Holtz and then go ahead and spread it on top of my journal page. Beautiful, beautiful. As usual, I don't use or I don't spread the stencil all over my page, just on those sides that I think will look good on this page. Okay, so once I'm done here, I'll just let it sit and dry for a few minutes before we proceed on the next step of our art journal. Now that it's dry, I went ahead here and grabbed one of my Stampers Anonymous mixed media stamp and decided to go ahead and stamp some image here on the top of my journal page. Alright, now that I'm done removing it from the packages, I decided to use this specimen stamp here. I just grab my stamping block and then stick this stamp, and then I went ahead and grab my VersaFine black ink and then dab 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 and stamp this stamp on some of the corners of my journal page. The next step that I did here was to grab my letters since they are all dry now. I'm gonna go ahead and get my trusty glue here or adhesive, the B7000, and go ahead and just stick it on top of my journal page. Now you'll notice here that the word peace is not aligned properly because, as we all know, obviously it won't fit on my art journal page since it's like horizontally or vertically. And then I just decided to make some rows of letters here instead of making a straight piece. I just went ahead and have them by rows. And once I'm done sticking all my letters, I thought of felt like there's something wrong, so I grabbed my ephemera that I designed personally just to check if which ephemera will match my journal page. This one I chose first, the stockings, but I for me it doesn't fit perfectly with them. It doesn't match. So I thought of grabbing this gingerbread lady instead. Once I'm happy with how it looks, I went ahead again and stick this gingerbread on top of my journal page. And once I'm done sticking my last ephemera here, I'll proceed now on my favorite technique, my finishing touches is to splatter this black soot distress oxide. And that's it. We are done with our journal number 6. I hope you guys like this as much as I do. And please don't forget to comment, like, share, and subscribe. And see you on my next video. Bye.